So today I wanted to talk to you guys about something called patellofemoral disorder, or some people call chondromalacia patella. But there's a lot of you who end up complaining that you have creaking in your knees, grinding in your knees. You feel it when you're going up and down stairs, trying to squat and get back up. All of those sorts of activities bother you. So a lot of times you'll go to the doctor and they'll tell you all your ligaments are fine, there's no cartilage tear, you're fine. But many of you know you don't feel fine. So that's a problem that I've had for many years, and it is a frustrating thing when you know that you don't feel right but are not sure what to do about it. So what I'd like to explain a little bit is that we have a kneecap that sits in a trough here in our femur, and when we bend and straighten our knee, that kneecap should be gliding up and down like so. And when you have a patellofemoral problem, most of the time the kneecap kind of sits to the outside of that trough, and when you bend and straighten your knee, you're actually getting the back of your kneecap rubbing on the bone, and that's what gives you that grindy feeling in your knees, or it talks to you when you move. So there's several reasons for that. Most of the time it's because these muscles on the outsides of our legs are maybe a little bit too tight, pulling the kneecap outward. These muscles on the insides of our legs are too weak, so it's not giving you enough muscle balance to keep that kneecap right in the center of that trough. So we have 4 muscles here, which are quadricep muscles in our thigh that all feed into controlling that kneecap. And so it's our VMO that gets weak when it's not pulling in enough to keep that kneecap on the center of the trough. That's more common for women to have this as a problem because we usually have a little bit wider hips and our feet come down narrowly, so that's going to make us not have the hip, knee, and foot in a straight line. It's going to be more the hip and then the knee over here and the foot there, so it's this angle instead of straight up and down. So young women and grown women are more apt to have this problem than men, but that doesn't mean that men can't have that problem. So I'm going to show you just a few little things that you can do if this type of issue is happening to you. And one of them is just to stretch the outside. So say we're stretching the right leg. What I would have you do is put the left foot over the top of the right leg, and then you're going to bend down and rotate to your left. So you're reaching towards the foot in the back, and what you should be feeling is a stretch here through the outside of your hip. If we can get that stretched out, then it's going to quit pulling the kneecap so hard to the outside edge of the trough. So for this stretch, I'd have you do for a whole 30-second hold and then come up, and then you'll do the other side. And I recommend that you do 30 seconds on each side 3 times in a row. And if it's really bothering you, doing the stretches 2 to 3 times a day can be very helpful. So that's one way that I would like you to address that problem. Another thing you can do is stretch the front of your thigh. That muscle can get too tight and make the kneecap kind of ride too high in that joint, and that can cause problems too. So you can kneel on your right knee, lunge forward through your hips, and reach up and over through your arm, and that should give you a nice stretch through the front of your thigh. So you're going to do that for 30 seconds on each leg as well, and that should help with some of the muscle balance around the knee. And then I'm going to give you just a couple other quick exercises that you can do. So you can lay on your left side if the left side's the one that we're working on. And what you would do is put the top foot or right foot forward. You're going to put your left leg straight in line with your body. So you want your foot, your knee, your shoulder all kind of in a straight line. So don't have your foot forward, you want it back here. And then you're going to raise your foot up towards the ceiling while keeping your knee straight. And so this looks like an easy exercise, but it's actually a little bit challenging, especially if you have this problem. So I'd like you to start doing 10 to 15 reps of that, and then as it gets easy, then you could go ahead and add doing an ankle weight on your ankle while you do that exercise. And then lastly, just doing some knee extension work can be helpful also. So you can put an ankle weight on your ankle, and then you're going to sit back so that your leg is supported by the table. And then you're going to kick your knee out straight, nice and slow, and then come back down nice and slow. When you do that, you want this muscle on the inside top corner of your kneecap to be working. So we're trying to get this one to fire to help pull that kneecap this way a little bit. So you're going to just go nice and slow like so, and concentrate on really getting the right muscle to fire. If you put your hand on it and look at it while you do the exercise, you're more likely to get the right muscle kicking in and kind of reinforce to your brain that you want that muscle to fire when you're doing this exercise. So those are the ways to start with some basics. There's also some taping or some bracing that can be done to kind of help you be able to strengthen until you can get the right muscle balance. So there's a lot of little things that can be done. Orthotics sometimes are necessary to change how the mechanics work from your foot all the way up through your knee and into your hip and back. So there's lots of different things that can help you. So if you have that problem and these basic things don't help you, give me a call and I can give you some other ideas.